Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is General Dreams. I'm Mike. Today, you see, we're in the shop. The messy shop. We've got my buddy's, what is this thing? 2019 General. We've got the hood off. We've got the interior torn up some. We've got a few projects to do on it. So the one that we're working on today is got a street legal kit to put on this. So you can see here we got a horn. We gotta find a spot to put that. This is gonna get a windshield washer kit in the future. So if you have a Polaris windshield washer kit, the bottle's right there. We have an aftermarket kit, so I think we'll keep this area reserved for a bottle. So we'll try to find somewhere else for a hood. For the horn. Okay, the manufacturer of this street legal kit, they mount it right there. I've seen some that are mounted over here. This one doesn't quite fit there. But you can put it anywhere. It don't even have to be under the hood. You can put it down underneath if you wanted. But under here, it'll stay a little bit cleaner. So on the front here, this kit comes with some LED light bars for the turn signals. So you take the gasket that comes with these and you unscrew it from the wiring harness and you hold that gasket up on the fender wherever you want it. You want them there. I mean, you can mount them anywhere you want, you know. Doesn't matter. So I held it up right here, and then you drill that hole for the wire to go through. And I used one of these step bits, like this one here. Nice thing about the step bit, when you get to the size you want, you just give it a little touch to the step, and it puts a chamfer on. So right here in the beginning of the hole, it's got a little chamfer, so it doesn't have a smart spot. Man, I can't talk today. Doesn't have a sharp spot there. And then you just slide that wire through there, and it's got these little self-tapping screws. And I just I put those in my cordless, put some force on it, and just slowly ran those in. And they suck down pretty nice. We'll keep an eye on that. If it looks like they're going to start to loosen, we'll put a screw through there with a nylock on the back. So you take this wiring harness and you'll feed the part for these lights down through this hole here, off to each side, zip tie them up nice. This harness plugs into the, forget what that's called, power port. And then you take it through that hole there, inside. And it comes with a turn signal mechanism. And it's got a hazard on it. It's got a license plate light and a plate mount for the back. You got all these everything's all nicely wired and separated. Nice Deutsch connectors and these other waterproof ones. I don't know what those ones are called. These are Deutsch, if I'm saying that right. Anyways, then can't get around that side. Then you come over here, and under the hood, right back there where you can't see because it's too dark, is where the plug is for the tail lights. So you'll take the little mount that's back there. There it is. So you take that, you pop that loose from the frame, unplug that, and the wiring harness plugs in between there and controls it. You run the wiring along the factory wiring up through a hole into the inside here. We'll have to probably pop some of this loose. We might be able to take the cup holders out and reach down in there and feed the wire through, get it up to under the dash. So for the steering column here, you see it's hanging. I took the top bolt out of that ram, so you can pull that out, and then the steering column lowers down a little bit. And you can grab this plastic piece that's around the top. You grab that and you pull on that and it pops loose. Then you reach in around the back side of the instrument cluster and you got to undo these two 10mm bolts, those right there. And then you can pop the thing loose. All right, here's something I thought I'd show you. So I ran these wires through the hole to go up to these turn signals. Instead of trying to get underneath there and stand on my head to reach between everything that's in there to grab the wire and pull it over to here, I decided I'm just going to jack the thing up in the air so I can stand up and work on it. Because you can't see it. It is way in there. So you have to get in there and get your arm way up in there to reach it. So being down on the ground and trying to reach and all that, there's something to be said for getting older. You get a little bit smarter along the way. So that's one little trick. That makes it easier. The hole in the dash there, where the grommet is, has so many wires through it already that I couldn't get the Deutsch connector to go through there. So I popped the grommet loose, put the Deutsch connector through the rubber, then put it through the plastic, and then I'll push the Deutsch connector back in when I'm all done. So I got that in there, that running down there, just got to feed them the rest of the way. Pop this, well, there's not enough light in here. Let me fix that. A little better? There we go. So I popped that panel off. You just put a screwdriver up on those top two corners. Just lightly, it pops loose, and then you can pull the thing out, pop a couple of the wires loose so it gets slack. And then this right here, this is the Deutsch connector that went through. Reach through up in there and grab it, pull it to here for now. This is the winch. What is this one? That one's his front lights. So these have plugs. You just squeeze them and unhook. Those were the shortest wires that was limiting me from pulling it out. So I just did that. Get that out of the way. I can fit in there. And you can see a little bit of it up through this hole here, but you can't really get your hand in there to reach it. So you go in through there and you can reach the wire. So we'll keep going, and when I find another little tip, I'll bring you back in. All right, get back after it. Of course, when I reached underneath there, the first one I grabbed was the wire for the opposite side. So one of the things that I realized is if you have these GrizzTech guards, like Walt has and I have on our machines, you got the radiator and everything exposed like that, and this goes up and protects everything. Helps keep sticks and mud and stuff from getting all on the radiator. But it also keeps your hand from being able to reach up in there. So if you do have the GrizzTech guards, which are an awesome item to have, just go ahead and pop those loose, and then you can reach in there real easy. And being jacked up like that, it really helped a lot. Let's see, what else? Oh, I'll tell you what brand this is. Where did my paper go? It's over here in the window. Got this over here, and it is called... Okay, so the brand is Automotive Custom Lighting. And it doesn't come with much for instructions. It has right there, it tells you what the green and yellow wire does, and then you can read that QR code and it'll take you to a Polaris Ranger install. But then if you scroll down, there'll be an install on an actual General. And then it has this piece of paper that tells you about mounting the turn signal lever on the steering column. That's it. So What this is called is they call this their plug and play turn signal kit for the Polaris General. And it says a 2-door 3-seater. General is not a 3-seater. So anyway, this kit, he got the license plate frame with the LED light. It was $35 extra, but that way when he gets a plate, he's got a good spot to mount it. Don't know where we're going to put that yet. We'll just probably hold that off until he has the plate. And then you got the horn with the universal push button switch. So I've got this to the point now. Everything's in and operational. I need to mount the horn, and I need to zip tie everything up. I got these wires still hanging there. I just got to run zip ties. It says in their video that it comes with zip ties, but they forgot to put them in this package. Luckily, I have a bunch. So anyway, it's all in. I got to tighten up the lever here for the turn signal. We'll show you this thing working. Well, you got to do 2 turns. There we go. So you hit the turn signal. You got the indicator light going on right there. And then we have the slide on the front. Pretty bright. I think that even shows in the camera how bright that is. It's blinding. The stock light on the back becomes a turn signal. And then they also have, if you pull out on the center here, it's hazards. Now you see both lights are blinking there on the dash. And we have double the blinding. So that works nice, and that's a really handy feature. We got hazards blinking back here. Even if you're not using it for a street legal kit, that's pretty handy, because when we're doing trail maintenance, there's been times that it'd be nice to have the back vehicle that's stopped in the trail clearing to have hazards on, so people see it sooner if somebody's up there just riding and doesn't know we're doing the trail party. So that's a really nice feature. So for safety's sake, that's something that's a reason to get this kit alone, just so you have hazards. I know there's other ways of doing it, but might as well make it street legal. So let's see. The horn, I put that button right there under the steering column. When you're sitting in the seat, it's pretty easy to reach, and it's fairly loud. So that's impressive. And then to cancel the hazard, you just flip the turn signal and then flip it back, and that's off. So when that's all tightened up, that'll be right there. And I don't remember if I've already mentioned it. I don't think I could have. So I have the flasher zip tied back here to the wiring that's going to this. So if the flasher ever goes out, you could pop this plastic cover off, put one hand in here, one hand in here, so you can hold the wiring and unplug the flasher and plug in a new one instead of having to crawl underneath and put it through the bottom of the dash. So it worked pretty slick, pulling the wires through here. I still need to go in there and get them zip tied up, make sure that they're zip tied to the wiring that's running through there and aren't going to get into the drive shaft. Along here, you zip tie them to the wiring. They go right down there and go right into that tunnel. Here's the lights for the, you can see, well, let me turn this other light off, see if it'll help. It's got this LED light for the license plate mount, which probably would go there, but we'll put that on later. For now, we'll just protect these plugs and zip tie it up here out of the way. You got the factory plug right there. You pop out, you pop in the new one, plug everything in. It only takes, I mean, literally a minute to do that. So that's pretty nice. And then feed it through here. reach in the cup holder, pull the line forward, reach into the forward cup holder, raise it up over the little tunnel thing that they have in here. So when you're reaching in there, you can reach it up and run it up here, and then you can reach in through that hole, grab it, run it around, and get it up behind here to tie into the rest of the wiring. So it's all kind of plugged in there. So it was way easier than I was anticipating. I was thinking I was going to have to tear the whole dash apart and the whole center of the car apart to get the wiring all through. But anyway, it's I think it's a pretty nice kit. I would definitely recommend them. Of course, longevity, we'll see. There's not really anything to it to go wrong. So as long as these little amber light bar things last, everything else is just a couple of wires and a switch. Pretty simple. I do like it. So I will zip tie everything up and tighten everything down, and this thing would be ready for a license plate. It already has street legal tires. So if he wants to go to Idaho or one of those other states that you can get a permit for or license plate for to drive around the streets, he'll be ready to go. But like I said, for nothing else, you got safety, you got your horn, you got hazards. Those are things that are a good idea no matter what, in my opinion. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful, and we will catch you on the next one. I believe, well, I'm not sure what the next video is going to be for sure. I do have a windshield washer kit that I need to mount on here. I have one that'll be going into my machine, and I also have some rock lights that are going to be going on my machine. I don't know which one's next. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we will see you on the next one. Have a good day.